a coworker of mine at Arthur Andersen had an uncle in Silicon Valley named David Thomas, who had this idea to, and this was in late 1999, had an idea to do a new startup where we would build an accounting system that ran on the internet, hence Intacct, internet accounting. And so he and I and one other coworker from Arthur Andersen in Chicago, we all, very close to each other, moved our families to California, and we started building the product. And it was a 17-year journey from the time we started until the time that we sold the business to Sage. And I think the thing that probably characterizes it the most is, the absolute ups and downs that you go through. So the day we closed our first round of funding, and I can tell you all kinds of stories about the first round of funding, some pretty notable investors, but we closed the first round of funding on the day of the dot-com crash. Like the day the market was crashing was the day we took our first round of money. Within a couple of years, and you've got a product that sort of works, and you've convinced some customers to buy the product, suddenly your whole focus is taking care of customers. And that's kind of the story of the journey, is a sort of a very real conversion to focusing on what absolutely matters. And that was taking care of customers, making them happy. So I was a CTO, the head of engineering, but I had customers calling me on my cell phone, and I was okay with that because I needed those customers. I could write a book about all the mistakes we made, like all the things that I know I could do better if I had a chance again. But ultimately what it came down to was showing up every day, right? We had some good innovation. There were some things we did that were smart. We had great employees. We worked with some great partners, and I don't want to discount any of that. But for me personally, if there's one thing that I can be proud of, is that I showed up every day. No matter what the circumstance, I was there, and I was there for the customers, and I was there for our employees. And that's really stuck with me now, sort of carrying the story into Sage now 7 years later. For me, it was entirely about not letting people down. When you have small companies who have decided to build a business around your product, where they're hiring people to sell your product, where in many cases they gave up, promising careers because they believed in the promise of your product, you can't help but not feel absolutely loyal and committed to these people. When you go through the process of, recruiting really impressive people, people that you don't feel worthy to lead, to come and work on your team, and to take up the cause with you, you can't not feel, an absolute commitment to these people. And so for me personally, and everybody's got their own story of resilience, but for me personally, it was 100% about not letting the people down who had made a commitment to what it was that I was building, whether it was customers, employees, partners, investors as well.